actually you don't have to code for 16 hours a day. I have also seen on real sports and YouTube people saying about that they code for 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day, every single day. And they also suggest you to code for 16 hours a day if you want to make it out. So here's the real truth, that 16 hours day code, and the person who codes less than 8 hours a day, especially when you are just starting out your coding journey, you actually don't have to focus on your coding hours. But here's what matters, are the real things are that. So the first thing which really matters is that building the habits of coding daily, consistently. If you are just starting out your coding journey, the hardest thing you will find out that showing up daily. So you, if you really want to make a career in your coding tech, so you have to first build the habit of like coding for 1 to 2 hours daily consistently. So first try to focus on building that habit, that you are coming daily and coding for 1 to 2 hours for the first few weeks. If you can easily able to do this for few weeks and able to code for 1 to 2 hours daily without skipping any day, then you can probably think about coding for 16 hours a day. If you won't even able to make it as an habit, like coding for 1 to 2 hours, just 1 to 2 hours every single day, then you have to just focus on building this habit instead of directly jumping on that 14 to 16 hours mark. So the next thing which matters is that the real foundation. You are currently now in your learning phase. You are just starting your coding journey. You are learning things. So here, what matters for you is quality over quantity. So you have to focus on building your core skills, fundamentals, logic, syntax. So for this, you need higher focus. So if we talk about in this distracted world, the you are just surrounded by distractions. Say you are busy, you are always watching on reels, scrolling YouTube, Netflix. So your mind is filled with these types of things, and it already make your brain to not to focus consistently, and make your brain hard to stay consistent and sit for 3 to 4 hours long. So second, you have to build this foundation. So in this phase of say maybe 1 month, or some people maybe 2 months, you have to build this foundation. So instead of direct focusing on 16 hours, just focus on building this. So first you have to improve your quality over quantity. So the next thing, what is the truth about that people code for 16 hours? Yes, people do code for 16 hours, and some people even do code more than 16 hours. They are able to do this because they built it over a period of time. You are directly comparing your one day, that you can't even code for 1 to 2 hour a day. But you miss that they have the edge. They are like coding consistently for 3 years. So you are comparing your first day with their 3 years. So that's not a fair comparison. So for this, you have to focus on your fundamentals and consistency. If you continue this consistency, your graph will go up like that. So you, one day after 3 years, maybe 2 years, you will be coding for 16 hours and beating these peoples. So the another truth that people code for 16 hours is that they are not learning when they are coding for 16 hours. They are just applying the logic what they have learned. So when you apply this logic and code for 16 hours is actually beneficial, because you are pushing your brain's limit at that limit, that your brain automatically generates new ideas, and new ideas flows in your brain, and this builds your brain strong. As you know that a brain is a muscle, and as you train it, it becomes stronger. So people who code for 16 hours a day are actually making their brain muscle stronger, which makes them effective and a good programmer. So that's the last thing, intermediate thing that you will do in your coding journey. First, you will learn your basic syntax and small projects, and when you are actually applying them, it's better to do that for long hours instead of learning 16 hours directly. Because if you start with 16 hours, that you will learn code for 16 hours, you will actually only giving 1 to 2 hours of productive work. Other 14 hours, 13 hours are just useless. You are just wasting your another day. So it's better to focus on quality over quantity initially, and that's what real programmers do and what the senior programmers suggest. That you have to focus on quality. You have to build your fundamentals, build your core, and build your skills. So, uh, so remember, you don't need to code for 16 hours a day. You just need to show up every day. Every single day that you are coding for 2 hours, even code for 1 hour. So that build a habit in yourself that you are coding daily. So if you need to code for like more than 2 hours, that you can able to do, because you have already doing this every day. So it will not be another force on you that you have to sit for that longer. So that's how the real programmer works, not by burning out, but by building up. So first focus on building yourself, then start start building on start focus on building something in which you will be coding for 16 hours, and then you will remember that yes, I was wrong, that I want to start coding directly with 16 hours. That's not humanly possible. So be practical and focus on quality and fundamentals. So if you do this for period of time, then you will be good enough by yourself. You can figure it out that how much you have to code and how much it works for you. So initially focus on your fundamentals, and that's what for today's. Thanks.